Hello, this is Janine Ebling from Nurturing Motherhood. Today's video is to talk about the concept of playing with your new baby and why it's important even when they don't respond, and to talk about the principle of tummy time and how you can do that in a way that your baby enjoys. You might think it seems a bit strange to play with your new baby, your newborn baby, because they're not very responsive in the early weeks. They just sort of look at you or even can't even focus on you because their eyesight's not good enough. But it is really important to play with babies in the early weeks because that stimulation can really help their brain development and learning and the development of their senses and their muscle strength and their motor skills. They may not be responsive to play, but they're taking it all in and they're learning continuously. Short sessions of play, just a few minutes at a time, are best. For a newborn, the best thing to interact with a baby is your face and your facial expressions and talking to them. If you can give them your absolute full attention for a few minutes, maybe holding baby on your lap, about 30 centimetres or so from your face so that they can focus on your face clearly. Make eye contact with them and allow them to watch you closely as you talk and smile and coo and gar at them. Babies love to listen to singing, or you to read a book to them. Even if it's a grown-up book, they just like the sound of your voice. They find that soothing. Music is another good way to stimulate your new baby. You can play your favourite tracks or some Baby Einstein classical music or whatever you like, your choice of music, but that stimulation will help your baby's development. Little things like lightweight rattles in their hands when they've got a bit of a grasp going can be good, or to sit them in a bouncy chair with a bar across with a few things that they can randomly reach out and hit. At first they have no control over their limbs, but they will learn that eventually when they reach out there is a noise or something that they can feel, and therefore they learn that they can reach out and play with a toy. Babies like high contrast pictures, so black and white pictures or very bright colours are good to put maybe alongside their changing mat when you're changing their nappy, or tuck down the side of the mattress in the pram. It's also quite fun to use a muslin to play peekaboo with your baby. They love that, particularly when they're a few weeks older. And then tummy time is really important. Time to play. So that's where you lay them on a firm surface, on something soft and comfortable, on their tummy, and do some movements or some interaction with them, or play with some toys at their head end, which encourages them to lift their chin off the floor, to strengthen their neck and to turn their head from side to side, and then as they get a little older to push up with their arms and to learn to reach out to grab something. This really builds their core muscle strength and is very effective at developing gross motor skills that are needed for crawling and rolling over and sitting up. It can help strengthen their neck and their shoulders and their back. And also time on their tummy can help prevent flat head syndrome, where sometimes babies that lay in one position on their back all the time, so the same part of their head is on the floor, sometimes their head can develop in a slightly misshapen way. So tummy time is a good way of counteracting that. Just a few minutes each day of tummy time will help to develop their strength and coordination that are needed for rolling over and reaching out. Some babies at first in the early weeks might need some support from a rolled up muslin or a blanket just underneath their chest at their armpit level, just to help lift the top half of their body up off the floor, because their arms won't be strong enough to do that yet. If you get down on the floor with them and show them toys and encourage them to turn their head and lift their head, that's an excellent way. It's also good to get maybe your partner involved in that. They enjoy lying on the floor with the baby on their chest, chattering and playing with them. Or you can even, if you like to do workouts or yoga, you could even combine that with tummy time and have baby on a play mat next to you just for a few minutes while you do a few exercises on the mat next to them. Some babies really dislike tummy time and find it stressful and cry the minute you put them on their tummy. So make sure to keep the sessions really short at first and keep them fun and build up slowly. So just a minute at a time at first is enough, and build up to 2 minutes and then 5 minutes. And you can do that a couple of times, maybe 3 times during the day, and build up as their strength and their tolerance increases. As he gets older, your baby will start to push up from laying flat on his tummy and straighten his arms, and his head control will improve, and it will help him to develop those gross motor skills that are needed for sitting up and for rolling over later on in his life. So choose a time for tummy time when your baby is awake and settled, and be very watchful of them and guided by them. When they've had enough, they'll start to get a bit fidgety and maybe start to cry. Those are your cues to stop and to turn them over onto their back, or pick them up and give them a cuddle. You must always fully supervise tummy time. Don't do it at a time when baby's likely to fall asleep, or when you're going to get called away, so you can't be watchful of them. So you need to place them down flat on their tummy on a firm surface, usually something soft, like, put a little blanket down, or a towel or a play mat, but not so squishy that when they're on their tummy they sink into it. They need to have a firm surface, but soft and comfortable to lie on. And what you can do is you can show them toys from that position, in front of their face, in this kind of area around here. It's things that are going to encourage them to lift their head up and push with their arms, or reach out to grab a toy, or play with something that's in front of them here. So ideally your toys and anything that you want them to look at will be around their head area, because of that. So things you can put out are things like black and white books, or very high contrast pictures, and that will draw baby's attention. A baby safe mirror is a lovely idea. They like to look at their own reflection and the light, and the way the light reflects on a mirror. That's very eye-catching. Just some small toys, some light toys. I've just got some rings here that make a good clatter when you touch them. Some small rattles or lightweight things that they can grab. Something soft and something that makes a noise when they touch it. Something that makes that sort of crispy, crinkly sound, or a rattle. And then like I have a rain stick here, which is brilliant for encouraging them to look up and see what all the noise is about. But the very best thing that you can do with baby is to get down on a level with them, to lie down next to them, get yourself a cushion if you need it, and just make eye contact and do all your normal coos and gahs and talk to them and sing to them, blow raspberries. Just have some fun and encourage them to lift their head and to turn their head from side to side as well as lifting and pushing up with their arms and reaching out. One thing you can do if you like is to just do tummy time in a nappy, and then you can use the time maybe with a little bit of baby massage oil to give them a little bit of a back rub, or even a foot rub, to make it a really enjoyable time that they really enjoy and look forward to. Make it fun. Another thing you can do is to lay on your back on the floor or on a bed and have baby across your chest here. Dads like to do this. They like to lark around on the floor sometimes, don't they? But yeah, you've got baby on their tummy, and interaction between your face and theirs will encourage them to lift their heads and push up with their hands, and you can play kissy with their fingers and blow raspberries at them and sing to them. Babies very often enjoy that close contact, and again that could be done skin to skin if you wish. Just another variation on tummy time for you. Another option for tummy time is to put them across your knees. This isn't so good because they don't have a firm flat surface to push up on with their arms, or anything particularly to reach out and grab, but it will be a way of encouraging them to lift their heads, because their head isn't supported. And if you can do something interesting over here, then they will lift their head to look at it, so that will help to strengthen their neck and their shoulders and their back. Or alternatively, you can do the kind of tiger in a tree hold, where they're basically lying along the length of your arm, and the same again there, they will look up at something of interest. Another thing you can do is use a muslin to do peekaboo. Sometimes babies like this, just lightly put them and go peekaboo. Hello baby. Where have you gone? There you are. That kind of a game can be quite fun and keep their attention going. So I hope that gives you some ideas and suggestions for what you can do as you play with your new baby and how to manage tummy time. Remember just to start off for short sessions, keep it fun and short so it's a positive experience for your baby, and build up as they get older. Hope that's helpful.